Happening this weekend, the Gasparilla Festival of the Arts. It's over at Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park. I spoke with one of the organizers of the event, Ashley Anderson, and Miriam Zims, who is an extremely talented artist who is part of the festival, about what to expect this weekend.
This is the 52nd Raymond James Gasparilla Festival of the Arts happening here in Julian B. Lane Park this weekend. This will be on March 5th and 6th, and it is a full 2 days of arts of all kinds, but in particular a juried art festival that's been going on for over 50 years in our community, and there's over 250 artists participating in that.
And what's new this year?
So what's new this year? We add something new every year for this festival. Obviously, it's gone on for over 50 years. So what's new is we have some community artists and also a remote studio feature. So some of the local artists will be mimicking their own studio in the park on a rotating schedule. So that's something kind of cool to see. Other than that, we have great live entertainment, food and beverage, and then also a children's activity area, including a place where children can go buy their own art without their parents for about $5 or $10. So we call it Art Collectors in Training. It's a really good way to build art lovers up out of kids without any influence from the big guys.
That's pretty awesome. And why is this so important for local artists? But I know there's artists from all around the country who come to this festival.
Yeah, so we get artists from all across the country, but also a really good presence locally. Locally, we give out sponsorships for local young artists. We also support some local artists that are trying to get their up-and-coming first go. We call that the Emerging Artist Program. But the big draw for these artists is not only great recognition and the opportunity to sell the art, but it's also that we give out some of the highest prize money in the nation. Almost $100,000 is given directly to the artists in awards. Wow. Our juror this year is local. She's a local star, but internationally known sculptor Janet Eckelman. So in that case, she will be jurying the show on Saturday, including giving out the Raymond James Best in Show, which is $30,000 to one individual artist. So it can be a real life changer.
That's really awesome. Is there like a panel of judges, or how do they vote?
So to get into our art festival, there is a panel of jurors to get in, and those are usually regional art experts. That's to actually get into the show itself. But for the awards that we give out this weekend, like I said, almost $100,000, that is all juried by one juror of significant note. Every year it changes, and this year, like I said, it's Janet Eckelman, who is local by heart but international by fame. So
that is pretty awesome. That's really awesome for those artists that they can win that much money. And Miriam, you are one of the artists featured in this show, which is really exciting. What is it like to be involved in the festival this year?
Well, I'm incredibly excited and grateful, and I'm so glad that we're live, that we're back on site. Where last year, it went online, and so it's an amazing opportunity. I'm actually going to be in the community outreach area of the festival, which features a lot of really amazing programs. And the booth that I'll be in is the Arts for All Florida booth, which is an organization that locally and throughout Florida wants to make art accessible to all. And I'm ironically an individual who was a business person for most of my life, and then came to the arts 12 years ago through a complete 180-degree life change. And so I started doing art, and I had no idea that I had this ability until a lot of opportunities, for example, through the gallery programs that Arts for All Florida does, like Gasparilla. I got invited with a couple of other artists throughout the state to be in that booth. And so I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity, and to not only showcase my art, but also advocate for the arts and the power, what I call the power of art, to heal.
And that is pretty awesome that you made such a career change like that. What kind of art do you do?
So I do primarily chalk, pastel chalk, and then pen and ink. The art that I learned, I actually learned it at the Arts and Medicine Studio at Moffitt Cancer Center, because I was in a situation where I was immobile for almost 2 years. And so that life change came as a result of trying to do what's called expressive or the healing arts. And so I do repetitive pattern arts. If you look actually at the, like my shirt, which has all these patterns, and if you actually look at the art that's used in all the promotion this year for the Gasparilla Arts Festival, it has a lot of patterns. So I am a repetition pattern artist with ink, a lot of black and white ink, a lot of, and there's something about that movement. There's anything is possible. We say one stroke at a time. That all of a sudden not only really helps me in the way I need help through the arts and processing a lot of the disabilities and the physical ailments that I had, and it doesn't make it go away, but it just allows my mind to shift away from it. And through it, all of a sudden, I became this artist. So, it's like my left and right brain shifted between each other for the first part of my life to now this latter part of my life. So I'm incredibly grateful, and to showcase it is amazing.
Wow, what a story you have to tell. Oh my goodness. You and so many other artists will be at the festival this weekend showing off your stories and your artwork. We appreciate you so much. And thank you guys so much for joining us to talk more about the festival. And we have all this information on our website, abcactionnews.com.